What up, friendos? Welcome, welcome, welcome. And how are we doing on this miraculous Friday? The weekend is finally here. I feel like this week was forever, man. Feel like it was forever, man. Harley, thank you for the 13 months. Oh, my Lanta. Hey, Gozy, I'm good, friend. What's up, Cheetah? Good to see you. Kimberly, thank you for the 3 months. What's up, Jabated? Hey, how are you? Olive. Oh, my goodness. Olive, what the hell, dude? 26 months? Holy sheet. Holy sheet. Olive, I appreciate you, friend. Thank you so much. Gamer Wolf, what up, homie? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Thank you for gifting Verdana sub. Thank you so much, man. Oh, my God. There's so much happening. Sup, anime? Good to see you. Hi, Sam. It's like Sam's calling card. It's like Sam's calling card. Slayer, thank you for the 3 months. Oh my goodness. All right. So I tried to download Stream Elements, basically SE Live, Stream Elements OBS, and I don't know, man, it was giving me issues every time I tried to use it. It would freeze on me. I don't know what the hell's going on, man. I don't know. What's up, Derpy? Night, good to see you. Hello. Hey, how are you? How's the head? Better for sure. It's one of those ones, man, where it's like not a migraine lasting for multiple days, but you can still feel like almost like tension headache stuff that just won't go away. Yeah, but way better. Yeah, Pod, thank you for the Prime. 9 months. It's a Prime baby. I'm sorry, but the baby is now forever named Jeff Bezos. Yeah, dude, they just last for days, man. And I've been hearing nothing but people saying like they've had a headache or a migraine or a headache or a migraine. I really think it doesn't help the season. I think that the weather is really doing it too. Yeah. Hutch, thank you for the 14 months. Hope you're feeling good. I am, friend. Evie! Who's Flash? I don't know. 31 months. Oh my God. Can do. Hey, Kale. Had to go to the ER to get shots. Oh, my God. Yeah, dude. Insane. Well, I hope that everybody's feeling better. If you do have any sort of a headache or a migraine, not feeling hot, man, please go rest. Please go rest. Do what you got to do. Bizarre, thank you for the pride for 4 months. Had a sinus headache that triggered a migraine. Yeah. I want to participate. I don't feel good. Oh my goodness. Dino Roar. Thank you for the follow. So today we are doing the all difficulty challenge that I'm basically saying, I don't know if Tom was the first one to do it. I'm sure others maybe have something like that, but Tom was the one that I saw do it first. So yeah. Is that a Rugrats dinosaur in the shirt? Oh, that is a Reptar. Yes, it is. That is a Reptar. Yeah. So we are doing the all difficulty challenge. We've done it once. We've tried it once, I mean. So we're going to try it again. Hey, Splat. I'm good. How are you? Yeah. We will try it. Maggie, thank you for the 8 months. Did you get that at Reptar on Ice? I wish. Dude, Reptar on Ice? I'm down. Let's go. Does that include a gold skull? Kind of. So what we're going to do is we are going to choose what maps we want to play. We can do this collectively as a group. But we go from amateur to APOC 3, a different map for each one. Okay. and we have to get a perfect game. So if we do not get a perfect game, or if we get ghosty hugs, all the way back to the beginning. Yeah. Prison. That's what ended us last time. Prison is what ended us last time. Camp Woodwind. What is wrong with you? All right. Let's get Phasmo open and get cracking. Hutch, we're going to try. We'll see how quick we can do it too. Your headache got better. Well, I'm glad your headache got better, man. I don't know if your headaches get better naturally or if you've taken some medicines, but I definitely need the medicines. Yeah. Monarch, thank you so much for the 9 months. Oh my goodness. Ghosty Bezo time. There's been a lot of primes. Shadow, I'm good. How are you? Sorry, I don't know why Steam closed on me. I'm reopening it now. And drink water. Amen. Yes, please do. Mine's upstairs right now, but I've got a massive water jug. Massive water bottle that I keep upstairs. Dino, thank you for the biddies. Thank you, dude. The ghost is giving us headaches. It's probably a damn Ure. Stupid. All right. Summer's a hot one in the States. Yeah. For sure. Where you at, Phasmers? Phasmers. There it is. Always a Ure. Look, if it wants to do its ability, it can be a Ure all day long. I don't care. But only if. Guys, thank you for the hype train, man. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Thank you for all the resubs. Appreciate all the early loves. You guys are awesome. Elizabeth, hello. For those that ask early on, I will be other places. We will be multiple places today. It's just a matter of getting going. Yeah. Judd, I have no idea what you're talking about, friend. Dino, you haven't even said anything yet. What the hell? I see you. I don't know why the alert's not going out. There it is.
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready for you.
What the fuck? Thank you for the prime, dude. Are you guys, what's my opinion on The Legend of Zelda? What do you mean? What is my opinion on this, like, the game in general? Heard that your ability is bugged, but I don't know if that's true. How bugged? What do you mean by bugged? I mean, Net, thank you for the prime. Oh my God. Dude. Bezos. Oh my Bezos. Okay. That looks fine. I need to switch over the game so you guys can actually see it, huh? I guess that'd be helpful. Maybe, sort of, possibly, maybe. So many Bezos, I know. Oh no. Can I make the... Okay, I can't make the font bigger. Well, I mean, I guess that's the closest thing I can do. Oh, whatever. So I'm trying out something tonight as well. I'm going to try the Truffle VIP chat today and see how it goes. As my sec, because I have 2 chats up at the same time, one to my left and one to my right. So we will see. Hey, Lunar. Lady Morgana, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Thank you, dude. Appreciate you. The entire series. Do you like the story? So I'm a big retro guy. Very much so a retro guy. I loved Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time was my effing jam. So good. So good. There's still games I haven't even played that I want to play. We would like to play. I haven't done it yet. Forgotten Pawn, thank you for gifting a sub. Thank you for gifting a sub to Max. Ocarina of Time was so good. Was so good. That is one I would play. I would play that shite on stream. I swear to God. I swear to God. What was another one that I played a lot of? I'm trying to remember. Dino, thank you for gifting a sub. Oh my God, man. I want to actually download Faz, but I feel like I would have to buy a drawer's worth of brown pants. Oh no, no matter what, the pants will become brown, so you don't have to do anything to them. Jackie, thank you for the 11 months. Wind Waker, that was good. Wind Waker was really good. Yes. That was the other one. I probably played more than the other ones, I would have to say. Probably. Upon, I'm good. How are you? Link to the Past. Oh, man. Oh, they're all so good. Chelsea B.
I've gathered a list of other hunters asking for help.
Chelsea B. Thank you for the 5 subs. Ever played the story? No. No. Blood Raven, hello. How are you? All right, we need to get to here and then we need to go over here. This is step 1 of the day. Step 1 of the day is we need to decide. We need to make some decisions. Make some decisions. We will see. Lady Morgana, what are you doing? Thank you for the gifted to Brit. You guys are super kind today, man. Thank you so much. Thank you. But there's, dude, my list of games that I want to play is endlessly long. It is forever long, and I'm never going to catch up. I've just accepted that. There are some games that I don't want to play unless I'm streaming them because I want to play them with you guys. Because I could just go play whatever, but I want to play it with you guys. So it's like, I wait. But then when I wait, more games come up. And I'm like, son of a bitch. I can't play all of it. I would love to. Very good story. Yeah. Learn in my adult life, I'm not a fan of making decisions. Oh, I'm not a fan of making decisions either, friend. Lens. I am an extremely indecisive person. That's why I message my friends 2 seconds before stream. I'm like, I don't know what I want to do. Lens, thank you for the subs. Making decisions is the worst. I'll tell you what, my wife is really grateful whenever I make decisions because I'm so indecisive. I don't like to make decisions. So she ends up making decisions a lot of the time. So if I'm like, we should do this for dinner, she gets, she's so shocked. She did that to me the other day. What was it? Yesterday or the day before? No, it was 2 days ago. 2 days ago, she was like, I have no idea what I want for dinner. What should we have? I'm like, beef enchiladas. I don't know why. I think someone said Taco Bell and I was like, taco related things. Oh my goodness gracious. Hello, dear. What are you doing? You can't go sleep? Why don't you try putting on a different show? Huh? Is Allie awake? Can you, or maybe Land's awake? He can help you? That'd be okay. I know why you're here. She acts like she's down here to say hi to me and love and be kind. This is why she's here. She wants her beans.
Wait, can I take this one?
Sure.
And this one?
Give me the one you don't want.
A yellow one.
You're a very picky young lady. All right. How about here? Sound good? All right.
Wait. One more.
One more? What did we say?
Green.
That is not what we say. We say please. Where's your manners?
Can I please have green and red?
Listen, okay, no, that's it. All right, one more. All right, that's fine.
I got all.
Get out of here. Get out of here, you bean thief. You bean thief. Got your blanket? Hey, no, get out. You know better. You're trying to stay awake longer. I know you. I know you. Hey, look. Hey, go. Oh my goodness. Meg, thank you for the 5 subs. Thank you so much. She's being a turd. She's being a turd. Sawa, thank you for the 2-month prime. Oh my goodness. You're back again. What, Bear? No, that's what I was saying. No, that's what I'm saying. Why don't you get landed down? We're out. For the different profile? 12310. Is it 5 numbers? 4 numbers? But it's probably 2358. Remember that? Hold on. Let me see. Watch your stuff. Hold on. Give me 1 sec. Hold on. I'm going to go help her real quick and I'll be right back, okay? Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Okay. That little turd. We're good. Lady Morgan. Oh my God. Lady Morgana, thank you for the bits, friend. Okay. Listen, man. Little needed help, okay? Chair's such a nice guy. Chair's pretty good. Chair's been through thick and thin, you know? All right. This is way off. Hold on. Oh, shite. Oh, shite. Where'd it go? What's that? Crow! Crow. Was it like this? I think it was like this. This is what it was. We might change it though. Crow. Oh my God. Crow, thank you for the subs, dude. Sheesh. Himawari, Hi, Crow. Crow, how's streams been, friend? Let's see that wheel. Relax yourselves. Mayor, thank you for the 29 months. Hi, Mayor. Talk about bittersweet. Oh, they've been good. Good. So we have a couple things. While the hype train is going, we will talk about things and then we will progress forward. But, oh, stop it. But we got to make some decisions about maps. We got to make some decisions. Iris, thank you for the 9 months. Dude, there's been so many 9-month ones. So many 9-month resubs. What happened 9 months ago? What did we do? Iris, thank you so much. What flavors do you have for Gross Soda? I have to adjust the wheel. I got to adjust the wheel. Maybe I can do that while we're here. While we're thinking about maps and whatnot, I can go to the wheel and remove what we've already done. Because we've already done cucumber. We've already done black olive. What was we did bacon. Bacon we did last time. Or the time before. Himawari, thank you for gifting to Kazadu. That should be good. I love this song. Break of Daylight. Oh, hi, friend. Hi, Apocrypha. Cucumber. None of them. Look, it doesn't matter what it is. It's not going to be good. It doesn't matter. But I want to get you guys an accurate wheel to the best of my ability. So that's what I'm going to do now. Where is the wheel? The wheel. A wheel. Where the French toast is it? Hold on. Let me turn on the... I need to turn it on so I can see where... That's what it was. That is not accurate to what it is now. That is not accurate. There it is. There we go. Now it's accurate. Now it's accurate. Mountain Dew, I don't know. That's a great question, friend. I don't have an answer to that because I by no means do I want to hurt myself. Why would there even be sodas that flavor that's all? I don't know. I don't know. That's a great question. Tommy Tom. Guys, follow my amazing friends, Mr. Tom. Tom was the one I was talking about. Well, you guys know. You guys know Tom. But he was one of the big reasons why I even tried this challenge because I saw him doing it and I thought it was a really cool idea. Gonna go grab a Coke Zero. Hey, that's my soda, man. Intermediate to mini camp, then insanity to Bleasdale. You think? Do you think mini camp? You know, I would get all three evidence. That's a good point. That is a good point, Tom. That's a very solid point. And you've done this multiple times now, so I do regard your... I do take your opinion to consideration. Well, let me turn this off real fast. Let me look. Level 9 hype train. What the... I tend to drink Coke 1, not 0. Fair enough. I switched over to Coke Zero because I used to drink a lot of Mountain Dew. And then I wanted to intake less sugar. So that was the main reason why I did it. Blood sample. Thank you for the biddies, friend. Yeah. So now I don't feel so bad if I drink a lot of soda because it's really not that awful for you, especially if it's something like that. Okay. Let's see. What did Tommy Tom say? Tommy Tom said intermediate to mini camp. All right, let me find out which one of these is because I did not label it properly. Army guy. Oh my God. Thank you for the subs, dude. Oh, I love Mountain Dew. I still love Mountain Dew to this day. I just drink a lot less. A lot less. I do not drink it very often. I did get a Baja Blast the other day, so I did get Baja Blasted, which I'm okay with. Morky Mork. Mork, I saw your comments in the team chat about Killer Clowns. And I heard you guys talking, and I definitely agree. I think playing with a large group of friends is just going to be way more fun for that game. Yeah. Guys, make sure you're following Morky Mork. All right. I'm getting sidetracked. Okay, hold on. I will respond to chat, but I need to find out which one is which. This should... All right. So that's going to be, if that's there, it's a little hidden, but we get the gist. So Tommy, you said intermediate to woodwind. And then did you say insanity? Give the old switcheroo to insanity. Was that this one? Yeah. To Bleasdale? Like that? Moves to medium maps from your run. I think the balance looks good then. Yeah. Prison screwed me up last time, man. Prison was bad. It was really bad. I agree. I like that. What's Apocalypse? Apocalypse is a game mode that was created by Kinetic inside of Phas, where it is basically trophy runs. You play a certain set difficulty, like multiplier, to get trophies in the game. So if you look inside of the game, wait, hold on. Wait. That's the prediction. I thought I added this as a source. Did I not? Prediction, weekly, poll. Hold on. No prison. I'm okay with that. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to be upset. Yeah, I'll add one now. That's monthly. Blood smeared. Thank you for the bits. Change one to high school. I could. No. What an awful idea. Prison's a scam. All right. I'm going to set this to my stream deck so that way I can access it easier. I think that's the plan, Stan. I could, no. Here, we'll do that here. Yeah. Yeah. I need group 4. No! There we go. All right, so this should be, there we go. All right, now we can easily pull that up when we need it. The Apocalypse, I can show you what it is. So there's presets for it in the game, but you don't have to use their presets. I am going to use them. But if you look here, they have presets in the game, and this is basically what we're going to use so that no matter what, it's always on the same keel. So amateur, intermediate, professional, nightmare, insanity, and then you come down here, Apocalypse 1, Apocalypse 2, Apocalypse 3. So if you do Apocalypse 1, you see that this goes to bronze, right? It's a ×6 multiplier. And then if you go to Apocalypse 2, it's ×10. And then Apocalypse 3 is ×15, which is the highest you can make it. The highest you can make it. So we are starting with amateur, and we're going to go with the preset that is already in the game. Not this one, but the main one, not a custom, this guy. And work our way around. You ideally want to run through the first 5 quickly with the benefit of 3 evidence on full sunny. I like your run. This will be fun. Yeah, I think I took some inspiration from yours for sure. Especially like the Sunny Meadows Professional, because I thought that's a really good idea. I thought that was a really good idea. Yeah. Do you get trophies if you do the Apocalypse presets? Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, so these are the trophies that you can get. If you don't know what the Apocalypse trophies are, I hate that that still does that. These are the Apocalypse trophies. So the bronze setting I showed you, as long as your custom is ×6, it doesn't matter what your settings are. As long as they are ×6, you get that guy. ×10, you get that guy. ×15, you get this one. But also remember, if you go for a higher tier, if you go for the higher one, if you go straight for Apocalypse 3 and you get it, you also get those. So you don't have to get those also. If you go for silver and you get silver and you don't have bronze yet, you will when you're done. Yeah. And the cards are still broken. Oh, I have news for you. Oh, do I have news? I feel like this is something I can say out loud. I got new information. And it's about this card right here. Really? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, there's a reason that the tower card does nothing when you draw the tower card. Because the interaction was removed. And it was never added to patch notes. I don't know why it wasn't added to patch notes. This is straight from Kinetic's mouth, by the way. This is not like, well, I assume they said, no. This is directly from them. I'm only assuming that I'm allowed to share that. There's no reason I wouldn't be allowed to share this. I'm going to say it anyway. But they removed, because I feel like you guys should, you should understand how it works. It doesn't make sense to hide how it works. So that's why I'm assuming I can tell you. So the tower card initial interaction was removed. The reason it was removed, why? What we were told was it was removed because there's no guarantee that the ghost is near something to interact with. However, why is it that this guy interacts when you push pins in? So we tried to make the point, some of us tried to make the point that if the ghost is not near anything to interact with, the music is building. If the ghost is not near anything to interact with, then it doesn't interact with anything. I think it's fine. Hi, Mel. What do I win if I guess what you're talking about? Oh, that's not fair. That's cheating. You're cheating. So I'm okay I'm okay with the fact of I'm okay with the idea that the tower card does nothing because the ghost is not near anything to interact with. Why is it that the tower card worked perfectly fine before the apocalypse update? I don't understand. Why is it that we can't just have it to where the ghost interacts with the closest possible object to itself? It's out of range, but it's the closest object, so we'll make that object get interacted with. Why can't we do that? So I don't understand. But yeah, so there you go. The tower card is not broken. It's working properly, but the reason it's working properly is because they removed the initial interaction. So now all the tower card does is it increases the interaction based on your sanity. If you have high sanity and you get a tower card, you might as well not have drawn any cards at all. I'm getting a migraine again. So when I'm drawing cards because I want to figure out where the ghost is or get an interaction out of it, I'm not drawing cards when my sanity is almost gone and I've already found the ghost. I'm drawing the cards. If I want the tower card, why do you want the tower card? Riddle me this, Batman. Why would you want the tower card? What would be good about the tower card when it worked the way that it used to before? This is a question for all of you. I want to see the answers. Forcing an interaction, yo. Yep. To get an interaction. Why would you want an interaction? Endless. I guess that does kind of sound threatening a little bit. I think it would depend on your tone. Have a good rest of your life. Ghost location photo. Right. Ghost location. That was the one I was looking for. Ghost location. Ghost location is probably the one thing that I would want the tower card for. The one thing I would want the tower card for. You could get evidence. You sure could. Try to get an EMF 5, right? Force an interaction so you can check for that interaction. Yeah. So anyway, now we all understand. I don't understand why we put in suggestions saying that this needs to go back to the way that it was. I don't understand. If there was another problem with it, I understand. You need to fix that other problem, so you had to remove this to do this. But when we're told that it was removed because, well, the ghost might not be near anything, then explain this one then. Because you might as well make the voodoo doll go away. Because what if the ghost is not near anything and you push a pin in? What happens then? Anyway, so there we go. Do we understand now? We get it? We get it? Wasn't also interrupting hunts or something? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But that's not what he said. He didn't say that's why they removed it. No, man, listen, I relay to you guys what I hear too. Okay. The pins drain sanity. Does the tower card? The tower card doesn't, I mean, the voodoo doll drains five sanity with each pin. 5. No wonder why it never does anything. Yep. It's basically nothing. Right. There's a chance that you push a pin in so much. There's a chance you push a pin in and cause an insta hunt, which you lose 10 sanity at that point, 10%. But still, besides the point. That's besides the point. Yeah, now you guys understand. Now you know. Okay. All right, let's get the wheel up. Now, I might not chug this one. Oh shit, that's not the wheel. That's the wheel. Can you explain it again? I missed it. Yeah, sure. Let's go back. Knowledge is power. Well, I think that we should all be on an even playing field when it comes to understanding what's going on. I think there's going to be some things. That we're told that we're not allowed to share. But if there's things that I'm told that I believe I can, I'm going to tell you the second I can. Sounds delicious. Fun fact, it's not. Just let the tower card do the same as Frank normal pin. Amen. Amen. The wheel. Yeah, we got the wheel. Yeah, things happened early. So we're going to do this before we get into stuff and things. All right. What's it going to be? Oh boy. If pickle isn't like drinking straight vinegar, I'm going to be sad. Excuse you. I hate vinegar so much. I haven't smelled that one yet. I don't even know what it's like. Oh no. There's no way. There's no possible way that that's going to be remotely okay. And I think my trash can is full. Okay. That's going to be the most disgusting shit. Zombie. Oh no. I don't mind mustard, but I don't want it in a drink. Can you see what's on this? Hold on. Can you read that? Can you read that? It says 100% natural. What does that even mean? Hey, Stab. 100% natural. My anus. All right. I still don't have a bottle opener down here, by the way. That's how I like my mustard drinks. That's weird. It smells like rubber. Drink them warm. What the hell's wrong with you? Who hurt you? Who hurt you? Full screen. Yeah. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. TikTok hurt you today. It hurts me every day. 100% natural. For the sake of my noggin and my stomach, I don't think I'm going to chug this one. I don't think. Universe, thank you so much, friend. Good luck. Thank you. Oh, Reptar shirt. Yeah, thank you. I love it too. Brother. No, I'm not going to chug it. We'll take a really, really big swig of it though. Brother. Cheers. Oh, that's unironically not the worst one I've had. I feel like I just licked rubber. I feel like I just licked rubber. I was right. It smells like it and tastes like it. That is not mustard. It probably was rubber. This is not the worst one I've had. This is not the worst. Yummy. Ugh. My tongue feels weird. My tongue feels weird. Can we go back to this now? What's the worst? Ranch. Ranch. 1,000,000%. Ranch is the only one that literally made me like dry heave. Like I gagged. It was bad, man. It was really, really bad. Don't doubt the advertising. It's 100% natural. All right, let's go back to this so you guys can see what we have. Holy shite. All right, I don't even have the other things going yet. We're falling apart, man. We're falling apart. 100% natural rubber. I love you. Okay. %, natural. Ew, it's so gross. 90% rubber, 10% mustard. That did not taste like mustard at all. I call shenanigans. I call shenanigans. That's a lie. Random, thank you for the 7 months. Appreciate you, dude. Brother, Brother, Oh, why do they exist? That's a great question. I don't have an answer for you. I don't know why they exist. All right, let me make sure this is going to... My God. Michaela, thank you for the tier 2 for 18 months. Oh, my Lanta. For challenges like this. Yeah, oh, yeah. I mean, that's why Bean Boozled exists. Bean Boozled doesn't exist because they're just like, we're bored. Oh, I burped. That didn't taste good. Do you drink enough mustard drinks to be able to determine quality? You know what, Tom? That's a very good point. I don't like that you made it, but it's a very solid point. Okay. Oh, I'll turn this down a little bit. There we go. Listen, I still have this big thing of beans I'm still trying to figure out. Hot dog smooth. Listen, dude, that was pretty rancid. That was pretty bad. That was pretty bad. All right, go here, go there, go there. All right, we should be ready to rock. We should be ready to rock. All right, hopefully this works today. I'm trying something out and we're going to see if it works. Teeny, it's not a good time. It's not a good time. I'd rather drink mustard than that drink. Wait, what drink? Oh, you'd rather drink actual mustard. Oh, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Okay. That'd be great if this works. I don't know if it's going to or not because I don't see the messages coming through, which is not good. I'll refresh this page. What's up, Aiden? Phasmophobia, how you doing? Hey, how are you? What up, TJ? That emote. Kelsey, oh my God. Why can't I see? Dang it. That might not work. I was trying to combine chats using Truffle, and there's things I need to figure out because I don't think it's working. I don't think it's working. What's up, Ritter? That's all right. I'll just do it this way instead. Hold on. Gosh darn it. This is muted, right? Yeah, that is good. No, go back to the normal chat. Back to basic. Pop that out, get that guy. Okay. All right. It's fine. We'll just do it like that. All right. Well, I think we're ready to roll. Finally. Finally. So, as you can see, we have all of our maps up on the screen. What's up, Mob? We have all of our maps on the screen. So we are going to start from amateur and go all the way to APOC 3. All the way to APOC 3. Okay? We are going to start at Willow, work our way through the maps as they are listed on said screen, and then we are going to end at Tangle for APOC 3. I have no clue if we are going to be able to do this or not. No idea. But you know what, though? There's only one way to find out. Hi, yi, yi. Chillin'. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. What up, Foz? All right. Well, we start at Willers. So let's do the ting. This is perfect runs. Perfect runs. If I do not get a perfect game, we have to start all the way back at amateur again. If the ghosty gives us a hug, we have to start all the way back at amateur again. Okay. What's up, Jarrett? Okay. I think I've got all the things I can get that I would even want to get. Motion. I mean, that doesn't... Yeah, it's fine. That's fine. Good, good, good. Yeah, we're good. We're ready to rock. Thank you, Mr. Tom. Appreciate you, friend. Slushies, thank you for the follow. How many have I missed? You haven't missed squat, friend. We had a lot of stuff happen at the beginning of stream. You haven't missed a darn thing. All right. See, some messages are going through and some are not. That's what's... Maybe I'll keep both open for now. This is going to be weird. All right. Let's start at amateur and work our way around. Let's do it. Okay. All right. What up, Kai? How you doing, homie? Satya, what's up? How are you? Rucker, welcome in. Alrighty, we have 5-minute timer. Let's just do this quickly, huh? Trisha, we need to repel, witness a ghost event, and firelight. So, repel, witness a ghost event, and firelight. Well, let's take this. Do I need this right now? Probably not. Take that guy. It is amateur, so we have 5-minute timer. And let's take this guy. Yeah, sure. Let's do it. Let us do it. Stream's lagging. Check your internet, friend. I don't have any drop frames. Yeah. Chaser, thank you for the 5 months. It's going to be a ghost in there? I don't believe you. All right, we have 5 minutes. What door was that? That Ure? Is this a Ure? Hello? Was that... Wait. Hello? Wait a minute. Wait, what's happening with my keybinds? Oh, look, the bone. Hold on. Something's going on with my keybinds. Hold on. Right now, I'm turning on my flashlight with my mouse button, which should not be happening. What? What? Hold on. Options. Controls. What is... Something changed. What the... Many confuzzlements. Because look, this is my mouse button. That should not be happening. Okay. Reset it. No, it's through the Steel Series stuff. Amateur just hits different. That's my local and that's my global. Why is that being fracking weird? That's correct. That's correct. Let me see something. I changed nothing. That was weird. The new Ure ability, it changes your keybinds. What the... Yeah, it's fine now. I got nothing, man. Hey, are you a Ure? I'm just gonna leave this here. Here, just do that. Thanks. We know you're close by. We don't know where, though. We're off to a great start. Yeah, you know. We're just doing the stuff and the things. It's fine. It's fine. Maya, hello. Good grief. All right, well, I still got 2 minutes. We're fine. All right. You're over there somewhere. Let's find out what room you're in. Good grief. Good grief. I think I hear a clock ticking. You might be right. Might be right. What temps do we have? Getting warmer. Oh, it blew out the firelight. Good. Getting warmer. Probably here. So we'll just start setting up shop here, because why not? Because why not? Phone in the kitchen. Yeah, I was just saving it. Figured why not? Might as well save it for one of our photos, you know? Then you get a hug. No, I don't want a hug. What's up, Mac? My day's good. How's yours? Pempack, hello. Morning. Do this guy, do that guy, and do that guy. Floor it. I don't see any EMFs on the board. You've had to replace 3 keyboards due to a child. That's understandable. That's understandable. What if the ghost needs a hug? Then go give it a hug. Okay, it's not writing. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you close? Where are you?
Just from behind.
Oh, well. No. This is Patrick! We're not playing with viewers, Mac. Oh my goodness gracious. Stop denying the ghost love. I don't want to give it any love, damn it. All right, take these guys. I've got at least one of everything in there, so we should be good to go. It can hunt us, but that's fine. We have spirit box, so it can't even be a demon. Your shop would be successful if you sold my shop. What shop? What? Do I have a shop that nobody told me about? Guys. Hook a brother up. Any footsie daisies? No footsie daisies. Are you cold? Not cold enough. What am I missing here? Possibly EMF 5. You place down your items and called it a shop? Oh, if I had more coffee there, it'd be more successful. Oh, I understand. I understand. Hey, Queen. Well, we need that guy. We have the firelight. We need to repel. We need to witness a ghost event. Really what we need is we needed to give us more evidence, which we don't have right now. Right now, all we have is Spirit Box, but I have a feeling that it might be a fiver. Can you be a Bake? No, you can't. Oh, wait, I can cross out writing, too. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Cypher Gaming, thank you for the 1 month. Thank you for the tier 1, friendo. Okay. And we're not seeing orbs as of right now, but I don't want to cancel that out just yet. It did walk in the salt, so we can cross out a Wraith. Okay. I'm going to bring in you. I'm going to bring in you. There we go. There we go. What's up, Janelle? Shredmaster, what's up, friend? How the heck are you doing? I heard Nanor. All right. Ooh, got our breath finally. Finally got our breath. Squeeze me. Is that in here? And a winter touch? What? EMF fiber. It's twins. That would explain. Okay. Repel and ghost event. Well, we do need a ghost event, but what is our cursed possession? That is the next question. Hey, Peggy. Shut up. Okay, got that. We need to repel and witness a ghost event. Let's find out what the thing is. what the ting is. Black Cipher, thank you for the subs. Oh my gusta. Being slow to load. Oh, Janelle, let me know if it continues to be that way, friend. Oh no. Oh man, it's the first run, but I feel like I have to. It's gonna take forever for my sanity to drop. Hot pocket. I'm gonna do it. If we go out on the first one, it's fine. I'm not that stressed about it. It's fine. Oh, well. Hey, Trog, thank you for the sub. Another card that we just really don't need in our lives, that we don't care about. More sanity. Oh, F you. Hey. Oh, no. And it's a child. We still need to drop more sanity, though. We still need to lose more sanity. Did they ever fix the tower? So we were just talking about that earlier in the stream, and the tower card is not broken. Gross. I would agree, gross. I would agree. Oh, that might be enough. I'll take it. Sold. Sold. They fixed it? Define fixed it. Well, we're not talking to you, Ghost. Ashley, thank you so much for the 10 months. So what's it supposed to do? Well, okay, let's put it like this. Before the Apocalypse update, the tower card would do an instant interaction, and then it would up the rate of the interactions for 60 seconds. The tower card now does not do an instant interaction and will up the interaction rate depending on your sanity. The higher your sanity, the less interactions there will be. Holy buffer, Batman. Hello, child. So yeah. Long story short. Is it over? Alvy, thank you for the 6 months. And that's it. No, thank you. So roulette with interaction. I mean, kind of. In a manner of speaking. They should change it then. Oh, we agree. 1,000,000% we agree. Because after the Apocalypse update, it seemed... Are you okay? It seemed like it was completely broken. But now we realize that it's not broken. It's just that they removed the interaction that happens with the tower card, the immediate interaction, and they never added it to patch notes. Did you pick up the bone? Yeah, actually, I think I have a photo of it. Yeah. Yeah. So there's number 1. In the bag. Number 1 in the bag. Twits. So does the tower does the tower make it do more or less interactions? It makes it do more interactions. It won't make it do less. But your sanity is what decides if it will do more, like a lot more, as in noticeably more. The lower your sanity, the more noticeable the tower card is, apparently. Yeah. 600? Yeah, I mean, amateur run. That's not bad. That ain't bad. All right. So now we move on to intermediate, which is Camp Woodwind. We did change that up a little bit. So now it is going to be Camp Woodwind. Let's go. Intermediate time. Yeah, it's not bad. That's not bad. Better than nothing, I guess. Yeah. I would agree.
Take a look at the
What is our objectives? Parabolic, repel, and photo. Well, we're not going to worry about the photo at all just yet. At all. We're going to worry about the parabolic, get the flashlights just for a little bit of extra sight, and maybe we'll get lucky with this. Hey, Sammy, you're good, friend. No worries. No worries. Yeah, thank you, Himawari. Yeah, music box. My favorite. Death barrels. Don't you dare. And in this all difficulty... Oh, hey, how are you? In this all difficulty challenge, we let the cursed possession be completely random. Completely random.
Oh.
Good grief, what is wrong with you? You just come in here and just go... Oh, no. Yeah, it's mustard. You want to take a sip? Are you sure? Is it good? Okay. You should take a swig.
Absolutely not.
It tastes like rubber.
Ew. Is it cold at least?
Yeah, it is. They're all in the fridge. It's just that it doesn't taste very good. So Fall Guy was good.
It was.
Very comedy. Oh yeah. That's the one. Wait, that's with Ryan.
Ryan Gosling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's right. Because he's a stuntman. That's right. Okay. You love tasting rubber? See, they like rubber.
That's gross and sick.
10 subs if Mrs. Flash takes a swig.
What does that equate to monetarily?
Did you hear her? Did you hear her response? She said, what does that equate to monetarily? Did I miss the mustard soda? You did. I didn't chug it. I drank like half of it. Yeah. Tornazan, hi, friend. Love you. You know, I want to make you do that. No, it's a fine.
$35.
Hey, B.
That's like 3 drinks at Starbucks.
Is one mustard soda worth 3 Starbucks
You
drinks?
said a swig, not the whole.
We should make her chug the enchilada one. I don't know what that one tastes like. I haven't had that one before.
Do it.
Hold on.
I don't have any mascara on. Look in my eyes.
Don't look in your eyes. Hold on.
Hey guys, what's up? This is awful. You're gonna put this directly.
I just drank this. So to be fair, I just had
He's
this.
gonna put this directly on my Starbucks account. Cheers. Oh, the aftertaste.
Rubber. If you were to lick rubber, I feel like this is what it would be.
It's like someone liquefied like pencil eraser.
Love you.
Love you. I'll wash that down with a good latte. Another time.
Oh man, that's good. That's funny.
Well, there you go.
No, there you go. Lady Morgana, thank you, friend. Oh my god. Oh, that's funny. 0. Thank you guys so much for the subs. Gamer Wolf, thank you, friend. Oh my god. Ads right when she drank it. Oh no, I didn't even see they were playing. Oh no. Do we already? Yeah, I'll pay her. What do you mean? I constantly pay her. To be fair. Oh my goodness. All right. Hey, how are you? She's a great sport. She is a great sport. Listen, she does. Listen, she's gonna be jumping in the 24-hour stream to play Phasmo. So, chug it. Listen. 20. Yeah, I know we're about to be at another spin as it is, which I got to be careful with myself. All right, where were we? We were at the challenge. Yes. Chug, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Smokey Nova, welcome in. Squid noises, hello. When's the 24-hour? This month. I just haven't picked a day yet, Cassie. Oh, God damn it. I'm not moving. We're staying on this screen. I'll do it, but I'm staying on this screen. Do you understand me? She is a champ. I agree. She is a champ. She is a champ. Fine. God damn it. Oh. Ugh. Oh, the aftertaste is so bad. Oh. It stings. It like stings your throat. Okay. There's a ghost in there. We're going to go find it, damn it. It's like I'm breathing like liquid hot rubber. It's a fate worse than death. I think it's damn near close. You love rubber soda? That's good for you. Apocrypha, thank you for... Listen, I'm going for the... We're continuing the investigation and then we'll talk about it. Okay? We're continuing the investigation and then we will talk about it. Where you at, stupid? My stomach feels weird. Oh. I heard a tent flap. Where is it? Oh. God damn it. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you close? Are you angry? Where are you? Hello? God damn it. You guys are just made of a different kind of sauce, you know? Ask the ghost if he wants some soda. Hey, you want a mustard soda? Oh my God. I almost jump scared myself looking back. Oh, it's literally right here. Go. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Where are you? Are you near? Are you close? Where are you? Are you near? Hello? What the fuck? What the fuck? I'm so confused. I'm so confuzzled right now. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. We're doing a lap. We're doing a lap. Hi, Coach. Fate, thank you for the 20 months. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Crown, hello. Hi, Salem. Salem, we got my wife to drink mustard soda. All right, I'm not seeing orbicals. All we have is ultraviolet. Oh, sorry, ultraviolet and no writing. We know that for sure. Watch you be a Goryo, you butthole. Let's try there. Why does this one go sideways when you go over here? Oh, it's because I turned it sideways. Never mind. I'm an idiot. All right, we'll put one here. And then we'll see what we got. That was in blue. Okay. Okay, hold on. Let's get... Do I have a thermometer? Yes, I do. Hey, shut up. Temps are low here. Ghosty, give me the stuff. Temps are going up. It's here. It's just touching the temp flap. We'll put that one there. All right, we got to get the power on. Let's get the power on. Why do the lights go out of stock? So that way people are not spamming them to change, so it doesn't turn into a strobe light. Cheese to meet you. Thank you for the 9 months. Oh my god. Oh my god. All right, let's try this now. I might go in there with motion sensors because I have no idea where the ghost is. And this is Camp Woodwind, which, well, that's Camp Woodwind. It's all over the place. That's what the ghosts do here, honestly, man. It's just what they do. What's up, Emily? Hello, friend. Alyssa, hello. I'm not getting any Gorbicles. What do we need? Repel and photo? I'm waiting on the photo. I am absolutely waiting. Okay. I need to know where Ghosty Shorts is. Dude, you are everywhere. You are literally everywhere. I just heard it over here. I don't know where. I'll try that, I guess. It's a roamer. Dude, it's what they do on this map. This map, they literally go everywhere. Yeah. Break of daylight. Thank you for gifting us up to Ghosty Shorts. If someone named Ghosty Shorts comes into this chat, I will be utterly impressed. Ghosty Shorts. Did you save Toe? No, this is Camp Woodwind. There is no Toe here. Toe is over at Maple Lodge. This ghost is an absolute butthole. Okay, Phantom, Jinn, Goryo, or Mimic. Well, we're not seeing, or we're just going off of what we see right now. Okay, we have not seen dots, but maybe the dots are not in a good place. Maybe I'm not looking, maybe we should look at the other camera. Maybe we should look here. Maybe all of a sudden we'll just see dots go walking across, you know? What's up, Trav? We have ultraviolet, and that's, you know, that's all we got so far. Flash! Are my nuts still on your shelf? Your nuts? Wait, your nuts? Wait a minute. How far are we into the run? Intermediate. Oh, was that dots? Or was that it throwing an object? Oh, Tater. You're such a tater. Oh, maybe it wasn't. I'm losing my shit. I saw something over here and I thought it was it. That was right. Let's go... I don't even know. The ghost is being really, really passive right now. Really, really passive. It's going to hunt me now as they say that too. Ghosty woasty. Where the fudge you be? Oh, hey, how are you? I'm not going to get you in time. You know, I'd go get a photo of you, you stupid kid. I think you're normal. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you close? Are you near? Where are you? Are you far? That's right. Freezing EMF 5 and dots. That, oh, no, that was the event. Asking asking the ghost where it is in front of me. Yeah, it's probably like, what an idiot. What an idiot. So as of right now, this is what I'm feeling. Right now I'm feeling like this is a djinn, and that's why we're not getting everything. We need photos. So let's do this first. We'll do the cursed possession in a second, but let's get some walkies. All right. Ghosty. The ghost didn't respond because it's like, what an idiot. BK, hello. Ghosty. Well, that was rude as shit. Here, you know what? Let's do it here. I'm sure it inevitably will walk through that, yeah? I just saw dots. I just saw that little prick's head. Wait. Confused I am. Many much confused because it can't be you. It's either a phantom or a banshee. First, I don't know. We're about to go find out. We're about to go find out, though. I'm many much confuzzled. Many much confuzzlement. Ghosty, event. Stalk me over this way so you walk through the salt. Here, we'll take a picture of this first. Go. So if it's a phantom or a banshee, those are both stalking ghosts, meaning the ghost will stalk us no matter what at some point. So I wanted to stalk us and walk through the salt. I wanted to stalk us. Mountain Dew, yeah, as I say, your internet must be taking a poop. Must be taking a poop. Alyssa, thank you for the sub. Allergies are kicking my arse. Oh, Salty Witch, I'm so sorry, friend. Between allergies and headaches and migraines and people just not feeling hot recently, man. Please take care of yourself, friend. You do whatever you got to do. We appreciate you. Oh, come on, man. I can make it hunt and then make it run through the salt. Let's go see. Not there. Not here. Oh, you... Did it just now stalk us? What a prick. The paw. Oh, why do I see my breath? Cater Tot, what's up, homie? All right. Now we can take a photo without worries. But I guess there is one worry, and that's where the hell is it? I saw breath back here, though, yeah? All right, Amaya. No worries, friend. Yeah. What the... All right, let's try over here. Maybe that's why it keeps coming over here. Maybe it keeps coming over here because it's stalking us. Ghosts are tired. No, I think we're just playing it all wrong. I think we're playing it all wrong. Tips for beginners. Always have a hiding spot. Always know where you can go in a pinch. Extraordinarily important, friend. Extraordinarily important. Hey, show up in the dot so I can take a photo of you. No, come over here. Hi, Amaya. Get over here. Did you get the bone? Yeah. Wait, I did pick up the bone, right? Okay. Yeah, I did. I was like, I know I took a photo of it. Hey, Firestar. Yes, okay. I just want to be sure. I'm gaslighting myself. Ghost date. Oh, thank you, Heather. Gall, hello. Mustard's coming back up. Ghost, come on, man. Solstice, hello. Just delusional. Yeah, it comes with age. To be fair. Do you already know the ghost type? Well, it's either a phantom or a banshee. So actually, let's look at the evidence. No. Phantom. So if it's a phantom, we're going to get spirit box. If it's a banshee, we'll have orbs. So let's go get... How dare you? We do have breath back here. Is that an orb? That's a goddamn orb, isn't it? Where did it just go? There it is. It's a banshee. Hey. Listen here. Come on, bruh. Have you ever done media stuff? What do you mean by media stuff? Maybe I'm not the target. Maybe it's the paw. Come on, dude. I don't want to wish to see the ghost because when you wish to see the ghost, you literally can't see the ghost. Wish to see the ghost, vision goes completely dark. Dubs rack. No. No. Oh, you little shit. Oh, there we go. It's about damn time. It's a banshee. Yeah. Yeah, we couldn't see the orb. I think we were getting really deceived because it kept stalking us, but it kept stalking us to come up here when its room was actually back there by Lover's Bench. That's why. So now we have the bone. We've got the photos. We know what ghosty did. The ghosty is circled. Now we just need to repel. What is this? This is intermediate. Nothing too crazy. Can I say, hey, Jax? No, I don't know how. I wish to trap the ghost. There we go. So it'll hunt us in 60 seconds, which is what we need. How did it get the name Lover's Bench? Because it's like, think of it like those lookout places and all that jazz, you know, where people go to, you know, smoochies. That's right. That's right. That's exactly what it is. It's people making out. Can't call it make out bench. That'd be weird. That'd be weird. I was like, is there handprints or something? It should hunt here in a second. Smoochy Boochie bench. I hate it here. Gross. Yeah, you're gross. You're gross. You're still gross. And that's it. Got it. Got it. Shut up, stupid. Sorry. We get really angry when it's Toothy McToothface. See, Vixen gets it. Vixen gets it. All right, Banshee. It just wants a hug. Well, it can go somewhere else and get it.
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready for you.
Nice. 1,100. All right, moving on. To Pro. Where's our Pro map? Our Pro map is Sunny Meadows. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. It's going to get spicy. Going to be spicy. Just don't forget to circle the ghosty. Oh, God, please, no. Corbin, what's up, man? Welcome in. I like how Verdant and Mountain Dew are literally sitting there in a voice chat together. Like, you doing the wheel? Did he do the wheel yet? You should do the wheel. Has he done the wheel? What about green? I love green. You do the wheel yet? Nearly double nearly double from the jump on the XP. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess so. Pro on Sunny should be interesting. So the reason for this, and I agree with Tom and why he does it, because if you do a lower, like amateur intermediate on Sunny, the ghost is not as active, or it definitely doesn't feel as active. You know what I mean? Mrs. Scott, hello, friend. It's all about that wheel. Relax yourself. Look, we might not do it. Listen, if we go more than 2 in one night, I don't know if I could do more than 2. Okay. All right, where's it at? All right. Probably gonna do the same deal here, okay? Probably the same deal here. I don't know about all that chug business. For our own safety. Mustard we already drank. I just didn't remove it off the thing yet, though. Pumpkin pie. Oh, that doesn't sound bad. Oh, it will be. Oh, it will be. Shit, I didn't remove it. God damn it. Wrong one. There we go. Hi, yi. Where's it at? Oh, this one does not. Okay. So let's be clear here. Let's be clear here. This one says 100% natural. This one does not. Same part of the bottle. That does not say 100% natural on it. Tater, I'm scared. Damn it. Oh, it's so carbonated. Moldy tire. It's going to be something like that. Here. Oh, that sounds so good. No, it doesn't. But yeah, the other one right here said 100% natural. This one does not. Ruining your desk. It's okay. It was a cheap desk. It's okay. It was a cheap desk. I'm not really, it's just this corner here. It's my bottle opening corner. Add mustard for that. No, I can't. I already chugged it, man. Why is it so orange? You know what? That's a really great question. Hi, Peachy. Love the shirt. Thank you, friend. Thank you. All right. Well, fuck. All right. Oh, that doesn't smell good. Oh, no. That smells like straight cinnamon, and I hate it. I hate it. It's so natural. Yep. Cheers. Oh, no. Oh, God. It does taste like cinnamon. Nope. Nope. Oh, man. They're so bad. They taste so goddamn bad. What is it? Pumpkin pie soda. Is it better or worse? It's worse. That is, ironically, I think worse. I really hate cinnamon. I hate cinnamon with a passion. Oh, it tastes like I'm chewing big red gum. Fucking hate it. I hate cinnamon. I hate it. I hate it. That kind of cinnamon. I hate that kind of cinnamon. Like, people talk about Fireball all the time. No shot. Hate it. Hate it. It's stinging my tongue. Looked up the ingredients for the soda. There is there's so much stuff. It's not good, Tater. Oh my God, man. Yeah, it's got a lot of stuff. Modified food starch, ester gum, caramel color, yellow. Oh my God. Okay. Moving on. Ugh. Oh, do I need to go Tom on you? Yes, you do. I'm so sorry. The soda. sorry. The soda sidetracked us. I'm so sorry. Do I need to go Tom on you? Sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. Professional. Sunny Meadows. Run number 3. Let's go. Sounds delicious. Funny enough, it's not. What a stupid idea. Who came up with that? Who's the idiot that... Who's the idiot that agreed to that?
All right, we're here. Take a look at the equipment and prepare accordingly before starting the
Ms.
investigation.
Uzu, hello, friend. All right. Well, it's snowing, so that's going to be interesting for an orb check. Oh, it's a Karen.
Harmless, but be careful out there.
Okay. Who's the one that purchased the soda? Shh. Don't remind me. Okay. We need to repel, crucifix, and 25%. Not exactly what I wanted for this map, but we're going to make do. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to check the cams. I always check cams on larger maps because you never know. Gonna ask for the manager? Yeah, probably. You never know. There's so many goddamn ghost orbs out there. What are we gonna do? Okay. Well, I think we're shite out of luck. Oh, thank you, Mrs. Scott. Is it important to listen to the radio when you first spawn in the truck? No. No, Sim. You don't have to worry about it at all. Okay. Well, what are the chances that we get hit by like a demon or something early, right? Probably very low. So we're going to, test our luck. But I'm going in with a parabolic. We're going to see how it goes. Ew. Died asking to see the manager. Yeah. Hi, Roxy. Please don't insta hunt me. Checking in. Hello. Roxy, be kind. We had to drink mustard, okay? Be kind. Do we get a Ouija board, maybe? We got a paw? I mean... Brother, ew. What's that, brother? So many ambience. God damn it. I'm looking for the power. Thinking about the institutionalized person asking to speak to the manager. Thank you, Endless. Looking for juice. Do that perfectly. Thank you. What can I say? Maybe we do this. Maybe while we're looking, we look for the bone. Don't forget, we have to look for the bone. Bone. It's one of the best. I love this. Well, thank you for the bits, Endless. Please give us an easy bone. Please. I beggeth you. Tried the bacon. Yep. Picking it up right now. Boner jam. That's not fair. Get wrecked, nerd. Manifested it. Started talking about it. Boom. Bone. Had to taste good? No. None of them taste good. It doesn't matter what you think should taste good. It doesn't matter. They're all bad. God damn it. Cosmic, thank you for the 7 buds. My breath is in every room right now, Rhea. It's snowing outside. I gotta get the power on so we can start warming the building up. I was just taking a lap so we could go find the bone, but I mean, shit. I might just trap the ghost now. Mrs. Scott. Thank you, homie. Oh my God. Garrett, hi, friend. All right, we got the juice. We've got the juice. Oh, Pound Town, thank you, dude. Oh, you guys are too freaking awesome, man. No idea where it is. No clue. No clue. So cold. Yeah, absolutely. What do we need? Crucifix, repel, and 25. We need to find out where it is. We need to find it. Never seen it outside before? Yeah. Yeah, it's one of the places. Come on. I want to save the monkey paw for lowering sanity. How many bits do I have to redeem to get you a mouthwash? That's super kind of you. Thank you. Is it just me or can you see the map in the reflection? You can. You can. I feel like you're not supposed to, but you 100% can. Maybe I do trap it. That would save us some time. I mean, listen, I know that I'm probably losing my shit here, but I swear I thought I just heard a very specific sound. I thought I heard this. Thank you, Endless. Did you hear like a high squeaky sound that was very, very faint? That sound wasn't what I just thought it was, is it? No, the light's still on. Okay. Where are you? It might be downstairs. Maybe that's why it was so faint. Like the sound. And y'all thought I heard shit. You all probably thought he's losing his damn marbles. I am, but that's besides the point. Is it over there? Oh my God. Goo! Jesus Christ. Well, you grind out money. Hey, you do you. Hey, you do you, boo-boo. Holy shit. Holy moly. We're not playing with viewers tonight, Freddy. Willingly play this map. Listen, this is one of... I would have to say this is one of the better maps in the game. Too much anxiety. Listen, I think this is one of the better maps in the game. Don't you youngins count all flash out. Holy hell, man. All right. We're at 79. I might just let it ride. So the ghosty is downstairs. Come down the stairwell. Go over here. It's in this room. The ghosty is right there. Right there. So now we need to figure out what it is. We need to lower our sanity, which I think we can get crucifix in 25, but we need to repel it while it's chasing as well. So step number 1, you know what? I'm going to make sure it doesn't hunt us unless it's a demon. I think that's what we're going to do. And it's touching the door a lot. Let's check for UV. The ambient noises freak you out too much. I like how creepy it is. Honestly, man. I really do. Dana, hello, friend. I like how creepy it is. It should be creepy, right? I can't believe I heard that. And heard that with the parabolic microphone on. We are playing a horror game. Exactly. Is that an orb? It's like phasing into the wall, isn't it? EBM. What's up, homie? Have I ever played Conrad Stevenson's Parallel? No, I have not. No, not yet. Oh, I probably will at some point. You know, we should do this. Maybe we'll get lucky. Let's try it. It's the dad ears. You think it's a ghost? I don't know. Hard to say. Cosmic, thank you for getting merch. It's doing it again. Do you hear that shit? Hey, Pilot, welcome in. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw an orb, Ranchy. I'm pretty sure that I did. I just think that it was like, I think it was like in the room for a second and then like phased out. Pretty sure that I saw one though. Let's go to camera 9. That's our cam. Let's do this. Let's go over this way real quick. I'm pretty sold on the orb. It's not going low enough to see it in this camera, but that's okay. Maybe snow. I mean, maybe, but I'm pretty sure I saw it going up. Like I saw it actually going up. I thought I did. Just got home from work, saw the live one to make an appearance. New babies in the Flash community. 2 baby boy kitties. Oh my God. Saw it going up also. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I did. I would like to see that door move so we can kind of count out fingies, but I guess we can just keep trucking and not wait on it. Let's do this. Let's do this. And EMF. I haven't seen EMF 5, but that doesn't mean it's not going to be EMF 5. Can't be too sweetin'. Brianna, hello, friend. Working a new game. He's fixing so many problems that his first game had. Wait, the dev. Oh, for that game. Oh, really? Ooh, does he have a wish list out for his new game, Bob? I always love wish listing those games. You saw it also go up. Okay. Not a mayor, no matter what the fuck you are. Oh shit, are you a Thay? Uh-oh. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you close? Are you angry? Where are you? Well, you can't be a mare, so it's a Revy or a Thay. Where are you? Are you near? Are you close? Oh, Jesus Christ. Stop it! And that got freezing fast. Holy hell. It's a Revy. You know what? I want to be sure. Let's be 100% sure. Let's be 100%. Give me you. Turn you off. Where is it? There it is. Okay. There we go. I feel better. I feel better. No, we're fine. We're fine. We just wanted to make sure that we actually saw the orb and it wasn't like a piece, like a little, like, snow blip that was coming through the building. Thank you, Charlie. Yeah, not a mare. Nope. Turn the lights on multiple times. Can't be a mare. So now we need to get a crucifix in there so that way we can stop it from hunting. Surprised you didn't notice it before. Didn't notice what before, Raven? Can't be mimicked? No. They wrote it in the book. No shot. The temp. Although I didn't notice it before? What do you mean? It wasn't freezing yet. A shiny bug? No, I don't want a shiny bug. Charlie, thank you so much, dude. Yeah, it got freezing real quick. Real quick. Go over EVPS. Oh, nice. What's the name of the game, Bob? Cadbury! Damn, I know I'm not that pretty, but shit. You didn't have to do it the second I rounded the corner. You picked it up just shortly before it was -10. Oh, I wasn't even, like, I picked it up and I wasn't even looking at it. And then I threw it down and picked it up. Yeah. I know what you mean. Okay. We just need to be sure. Okay. Also, I need effing photos. Does Ghost always start hunting from the room they're in? No, they hunt from where they are. That does not necessarily mean, when I say that, hunt from where they are, that does not mean that they're inside of their room. They could roam. Do I want to do this? I mean, we might as well. I could save myself some time. I could save myself some time and just put them over here because I'm going to have it chase me here. Yeah, it's fine. Among the Whispers? Okay. I'll definitely have to check it out. How are the ghosts? Not bad. What's up, Bucket? How are you, friend? Flash catches almost an audible sound and sees an orb as it blinked out and then missed the okay, listen here. Okay, listen. You shut your damn butt. What up, Jacob? Y'all stop yelling at me. Okay, so it's going to walk through stuff, walk through things. We are going to have it do that. I'm bringing in backup smudges just in case. Anime Rider, thank you for the prime. Appreciate you, friend. Thank you, friendo. Did you have prime sub before you even followed? What the hell? Excuse you. Fifth, thank you for the 12 months. Thank you for the year. All right, let's get the paw. It's been a while since I could hold my head up high. one. We've already got the bone. And then we will get it to go through the salt. I'm going to take these downstairs. Some backup smudgies just in case shit goes awry. But I figure what we'll do is we'll go over here. This is a great little hiding spot. I do love this one. My kids actually love this movie. Hi, Rafa. Oh, watching on the tubes. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Oh, can't do that. EBM. I've done this. Oh my goodness. I think it was a 26 months, dude. Tyus, hello. How are you? Friends aren't wanting to play it as much. That's fair. Yeah, I understand. I mean, there hasn't been a lot of content stuff recently, so that's absolutely fair. But there's going to be a bigger update happening soon. Happening soon. All right. So we've got this ready. We've got that ready. We've got this. So now what we do is we make sure we've got one of these on us. Because what we need to do now is we need drop our sanity, repel, crucifix. So hopefully this will be crucifix. Oh, that's really dangerous. Anime Rider, thank you for the 5 subs. Oh, this is dangerous. I might go for it anyway. Fuck it. I wish for sanity. I wish for fog. Come on, do it. Come on, do it. Eat the crucifix. Do it. Jigs. Oh my God. Which wish changes the room? The sanity one. I don't know why it's not hunting. I may have made this way worse. It is hunting. It's done now. Okay. All right. Well, it'll hunt again in a second. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. We're just making it spicy. Oh, it's the fog. I was like, wait a minute. There's a traffic jam? Ghosty's a little bit late. Yeah, it happens. We'll figure out where it's hunting from. What map is this? Sunny Meadows. What's the fog do? I just wanted to change the weather to drop my sanity. That's all. Completed another day of growing a human inside of my act. Only 37 days left. Oh, Lindsay. How are you feeling, friend? How much sanity lost for change of weather? 25. Wishing for sanity took me to 50, and then wishing to change the weather took me down to 25. There we go. Question is, where's Ghosty? Little Revy. Where are you? Is it upstairs and over here now? Irish. Hi, friend. Let me in. Let me in, damn it. There we go. All right. We think it's down there now. Yes. Somewhere to hide. I'm good. How are you, friendo? We'll wait here. See if it's hunting from upstairs now. Considering all the salts downstairs, that is unfortunate. I should have waited, but you know, I got antsy. I made a bad decision. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. What did the ghost say? Did you get all that? Relaxing from a crazy summer day. I feel that. Chucky! Thank you for the 4 months. What's up, dude? There it goes. Do you see me? Oh, come back upstairs, you shit. God damn it. Revy? Yeah. Come on. You son of a bitch. All right. We'll just have to wait further down the hallway for it. We made things a little harder on ourselves, and that's okay. We did find the bone really easily. I hear ya. That's what I name my daughter whenever she hears that song. She holds up her hand and says, hey, Chris. Hey. How does it not see me? What the fuck? How does it not see me? I hate it here. Devil! You see me? What the fuck? Devil, what up, homie? Welcome in. The Whisperer knows where you are. Ooh, that's actually, you know what? That's a really, really good idea. What a great freaking idea. That is a wonderful idea. Devil, how was your stream? What is up, bro? God damn it. It's fine. It's fine. We'll just wait here. What did I do with the paw? What did I do with the paw? I did the I did the wish. Did I take? It's right there. I wish to be safe. Fuck. All right. Let's see what happens. This could be really bad. Okay. Okay. We risked it for the biscuit. Everything's fine. Just breathe, man. Just breathe. So now we need the crucifix. The reason we did so many photos is because I had 9 things of salt there. So each photo, I could take a photo for each one. That's why. That is why. Nemo, what's up, friend? Devil, thank you so much for the raid, man. If you've got to run, I appreciate you. How long am I going tonight? I don't know. It's a great question. 'Tis a great question. Don't have answers. That's a Dio. Okay, roger that. But all we need now is prevent a hunt with a crucifix. That's it. Prevent a hunt with a crucifix, which makes me not, man, it makes me not want to take sanity. What does safety give you? Oh, it opens up a spot. So any place that's, if there's a blocked hiding spot, when you wish for safety, it opens that up. The negative side for that wish is that the ghost then knows where you are at all times if you use an electronic or you talk in the game. But we use that to our advantage. Someone pointed out, it was a really good point. If we want the ghost to come to us, why not just wish for safety? And boom. And boom. Zaber, thank you for the prime. Ads, we do have ads. We'll wait a second. We'll wait a second for the ads. Oh, man. Holy smokes. Sunny Meadows. Sunny Meadows. I mean, to be fair, I did make this harder on myself. To be fair. How is Hantu behavior? The Hantu changes its speed based on the temperature. The colder it is, the faster it'll be. The warmer it is, the slower it is. Yep. What up, Kyle? How are you doing, dude? No, started bleeding. Oh, no. Take care of yourself, Queen. Drake, thank you for the 8 months. To hear a Hantu in the snow, but they zoom. Oh, yeah. Absolutely, 100%. They do get the zoomies. They do get the zoomies. Ads over for you. Yeah, it's not over for everybody, though. It's the ad time delivered to viewers that are not subbed or don't have turbo. It's different. So you might not get them at all, or you might get the entirety of them. So it just depends. But that's why we wait for the entire thing when we can, when we have the opportunity to do so. Like right now. So now we wait. Gamer Wolf. Thank you for gifting 3 months to Control Freak. Oh my God. Thank you. Oh my God. Thank you so much, dude. Why'd you click so many photos of the salt? Again, we'll tell you one more time. So I took so many photos because we stacked the salt. And by stacking the salt, I can take as many photos as things of salt that I put in that stack. There's a 9 stack there. I could take 9 photos. By taking 9 photos, it then gives us a perfect game. If I get all 10 photos and all this shit. Hey, Casey, how are you? Mr. Song, what's up, man? How's the fam, Mr. Song? All right. We're back. We're back. Okay. So now we have an issue with Ghosty Pants. It's now the ghost is not far. It's about over here-ish. And I got to prevent a hunt with the crucifix. Once I prevent a hunt with the crucifix, we're in better shape. So I got to be careful to not go walking around with a electronic or Ghosty's going to know where we are. So we'll do this. Revy's slow when it sees you. All right. Roger that. I'm going to get the other crucifix. Is it hunting? Not yet. Didn't I put one in here? Yeah, I did. We'll just go in the dark. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. It's hunting. Oh, thank you, Casey. All right, now we're waiting for it to finish hunting. Really what I could do, I mean, honestly, I probably have enough. Where's the door? I probably have time. Still hunting? I don't hear anything. There we go. All right, let's get all of our shite and put it right here. Yeah, let's do that. Mr. Song. 52 months. Holy shit. Please don't hunt. If it hunts, I might die. Okay, we shouldn't do that. That's a bad idea. Are my other smudges downstairs? I thought I brought them up. Maybe I didn't. Hi, Chip Daddy. 52 months of this absolute nerd. Imagine. Wow. Chris, if you see you've already come. So glad to have been here for the ride. Can't wait to see what the next 52 months have in store. I appreciate you, man. Do you see a lot better than we see? No, it's very dark. No, it is very dark for me as well. That's why I'm struggling now, because I'm afraid that Ghosty's going to start hunting me. It's hunting now. Through one by the front door, I believe. Okay. Maybe I just go to the front. I need the other crucifix is what I need. Maybe that's what did I throw that by the front door? I have a headlamp, yeah, but if I turn on the headlamp, then the Revy knows where I am. That's the issue. When I see that light go out, I know that it's done hunting. So we'll wait a second. Another smudge under the stairs. Yeah. There it is. That's what we need. That's what we need. There we go. We'll just put this guy here. Sure. Surely. Okay. There. What's difficulty? It's on pro. We're going for a perfect game. I was like, it didn't sense me with the flashlight, did it? That'd be really bad. We should be okay. We got this. We'll be fine. Fingers crossed. Ooh. Ghosty. Hello? 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 Give a little handshake. He needs to stop hunting. Come on, bruh. There we go. Okay. Got this. We got this. Got this. I might have to wait for it to hunt one more time. And then we'll travel down there. Just to be sure. We'll put that there. And we'll put that there. And I got this. That's why I waited. Did you find the bone? Yep. Did it go downstairs again? We're waiting for it to get done hunting. Okay, gotta go. Please be in here. I think it is. Pretty sure it is. Num nums! It went num nums! Run away! You heard whispers? Run! Num nums! Okay, we made that. We made this run a little bit longer than we were on, but that's okay. All right, what do we have? Revenant. 3-star photos. All objectives. Get out. Get me out. Shoo! Oh my goodness. Peanut butter cookies. Oh, I want peanut butter cookies.
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready for you.
This is true. Song's right. The song, not song. Nice. So we got 600 for amateur, 1,000 for intermediate, 1,600 for pro. So going up accordingly. Song is always right. Roger that. Okay. Next on the list. So no Chick-fil-A sauce? I hate it here. I hate it here. Nightmare. Nightmare. Where's our nightmare? We live it every day. Grafton. Ooh. I do like Grafton. I do enjoy me some Grafton. Now the nightmare truly begins. Amen. All right, Grafton, let's do it. Maya, thank you, friend. My favorite map is Willow. I love Willow. It's my favy. No pressure. Please be better. Cleanse. Photo. Parabolic. Yeah, I mean, could be way worse. Okay. Cleanse. Parabolic. Photo. Let's go. The day, how was though? What's up, Drix? 'Twas good, friend. 'Twas good. All right, what do we got? Oh, no. It's cards. Power's not down here. Keep our eyes out for the bone while we're running around. God damn it. All tower cards. I'm not pulling cards. No shot. No, I'm not pulling cards. What up, Deception? How are you? Mix, I'm good. How's this freaking day going, friend? All right, the juice is up here. Oh, no chair. There's the bone. Pull just one. How about no? Prime Wolf, thank you for the 5 subs. So we know Boner Jam is there. No idea where Ghosty is. Turns into mentally pulling the whole deck. Yeah, seriously. Oh, we can hide here, though. We do have hiding in the nursery. Sunny Meadows. We find the ghost. Why? Because we hear the freaking wheelchair from across the map. We come here. What do we hear? Diddly shit. Mountain Dew, you can't sit there and trying to egg on chat as like with just words. Oh my god, it's nowhere to be found. We're gonna lose it. Ghost. Are you here? What the fuck? Is it because you have nothing to do? What could possibly go wrong with one? I can't tell you the last time that I drew a Hanged Man card. I don't remember. It's been an awfully long time. And you know what? I have a feeling I know when the first one would be. Shade, maybe. I didn't have the light on in there and it was doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. Oh, it's the fly trap. I was like, you son of a bitch. There's our breath all over the goddamn room. All right, we'll do it like this then. Go like that. Go like this. We don't have to listen to the dots. Think positive about the cards. Oh. Oh, that's what you're supposed to do. Boring ghost right now? Yeah, for now. For now. All right. I have trust issues. I have trust issues. Wow, that's not very kind. 1 bit per card. This ghost is not doing anything. Now that could be because I turned this light on. I'll just shut up. Where are you?
From behind.
Oh, don't do that. Homie said from behind. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hi, Faith. Anyway. Oh, all right. Let's get these in there. We still don't know what it is. We have no idea. Don't drop the EMF. What else am I supposed to do with it? Is cold breath not freezing? No. No, it used to be way back when. Stupid. We need parabolic. I'm not worried about a photo yet. I'm not worried about a photo at all. Not even close. Do you like when you hear your own voice in the spirit box? I mean, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Don't forget the one upstairs. Thank you. Yeah, that's why I grabbed the camera. That way we can go ahead and go get it. Because if I don't get it now, I'm going to forget. What's our camera set up? All right, we got f2.8. That looks good. What's our ISO? We're at 1 over 80 for shutter speed. You know, I guess that's fine. We're not filming. It's just photos. So that's fine. Auto white balance. Yeah. ISO auto? Ugh. What kind of a photographer are we? All right. What if you get a high priestess? Oh, yeah. That's enough for me to want to take a photo. No. 100% no. You know what? We're going to take another one of these in. Let's do that. No way in hell. You can draw the cards. Hey, you might get a high priestess. Or you could instantly die and lose everything that you just did. I know the second one sounds very tempting. Are there actual odds on drawing each of the... Yeah, the cards have different chances. Yeah. So it's not like it's an even chance for all of them. The Hanged Man card, is that a 1% chance? Or is it the High Priestess? Glass half empty kind of guy, huh? Listen, when I'm on a nightmare run, we've already gone through all the other difficulties, and we get to hear... There's a whisper. We needed that for an objective. We need to cleanse. We need photo. I am not worried about photo at all. Not yet. I mean, shit, I still need my second piece of evidence. Did you give me any writing? Well, you threw the book, though. Especially after Sunny. Yeah, seriously. Nope. All right, we don't have to look for writing anymore. It threw the book and it did not write in the book. So that means it is not going to provide writing. Let's do... Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. This might be a Moroi. I might be cursed. Oh, shit. Moroi, Onryo, twins, or mimic. I did not see orbs, but that doesn't mean that we don't have orbs. can turn this off, though. Nope, it's too far away. I'm not even going to risk it. Not even going to risk it. Lumber! What up, homie? By the time I get over there and try to take a photo, it's going to disappear. Okay, that was actually way longer than I expected it to be. Giggity. Hey, Stash. It's Bob. Hi, friend. What up, Spirit? Good to see you. How's it going, friend? How the ghosties? Not awful. Not terrible. Spirit box freezing. We don't see orbs. I'm just gonna go camp over here for a second. So twins on Rio Moroi. I mean, we should know what it is. Is that slow twin? How's the hunt going? Not bad. We're on Nightmare now. Steve. Oh, you son of a bitch. It never even walked over here. What a dick. All right, we need to lose more of our sanity. Just in case. Just strolling around. Gamer Wolf. Oh, homie, thank you for gifting to Lumber. All right, if we see an event, I need to walk into it. I need... Oh, spicy. All right, you're here. That means you're going to walk in the salt, right? You're standing here. Menacingly. Come on, dude. Oh, you turned the light on over there. In cards we trust. Get the... Okay. I'm a little worried. You still have sanity to lose? I would assume. That is too fast for a twin. That is too fast for a twin. But you walking it. I gotta risk it for the biscuit here. Fuck. Wait. No. We'll wait for the hunt. I'm gonna lead it over to the salt. Oh, dude. Come on, man. Would you walk in this shit? Ever play online with other people? Yeah, I absolutely do. I mean, shit, every weekly I play with friends. I can't believe it hasn't walked in the salt yet. What'd I do with it? I just took a really big risk right there. Where is it? Where is it? Got him. Gimme. Should be good. There we go. So yeah, you heard how fast it was on that last hunt. What difficulty are you doing now? This is Nightmare. We'll be moving on to Insanity. So it got really, really fast because of how low our sanity was getting. So if I went in there and let it hunt again and I took all 3 of these, it would slow down a lot. A lot. Shit, we could do that for an example. I have another smudge in there, right? Just so we can be 1,000,000% sure. Deception, thanks for the follow, dude. All right. There's all those. Where did I throw my light hair? Did I throw it in the truck? See, Mountain. I literally left it right there, like a dum-dum. Now pull cards. Now that we've done all that work, let's pull some cards. What a grand idea. All right, we'll take this. Go over here. Protect ourselves like that. Take one. Never mind. Never mind. It got a little spicy there. Just he's just looping himself. Yeah, it got a little spicy there. Ooh. All right. Moroi. Frickin' Moroi. Draw a card. No. It's funny because if you say it again, it's like I might say no again. So you're welcome to try. Watch, go ahead, try. Let's do it again. We'll role play. We'll role play you asking me to play to draw the cards, and I'll be the person that says do it. No. That commences our cosplay of guy that's not going to draw cards. Just one. Oh no, it was too late. Rats, I missed it. Oh no. Crap. Now what am I gonna do? Will you pull a card if I sub? Oh, it's too late. I would never know. Dang it. 1,700 for this one. Oh, hey, better sanity. Silly fly. I know. I'm so sorry. Forgetful, man. It just comes with age. Tanish, what's up, friend? You'll get it next time. All right. On to Insanity. What do we got? Bleasdale. Alrighty, Add to the truck. Yeah, we probably should. Turn it off. There we go. All right, let's buy the new sanity because, well, we like the new sanity. I mean, shit, while we're here. So insanity's last part. Oh, no. No, no, no. Do public lobbies? Probably not a smart idea. No, the last part is Apocalypse 3. Yeah, so we are at insanity. Our goal is to get to go there, and then do these 3. Yeah. We're getting there. We do be getting there. Shit. We'll just pick whatever. It doesn't matter. Back out. Go over. Insanity. All right. We're doing it at Bleasdale. All one night. No, not necessarily in one night. Not necessarily in one night. Best way to grind money? Get the multiplier as high as you can. As high as you can comfortably and quickly. Yeah. Ping! Thank you for the 2 months. Appreciate it, man. Want a Pulte? Pulte would be nice. I wouldn't be upset with a Pulte. All right. Let's go, man. Bloodborne, what's up, dude? What's the difference between those difficulties? Which one? The Apocalypse ones? It's just like the way you raise these. It's just the harder you get. It gets much harder. Yeah. Is this the start of the 24? No. We know it is. All right. Insanity. We start at 75. We don't know where Ghosty is. It's snowing, unfortunately. Oh, boy. Dude, I almost want to rock this just to be safe. Just to be safe. Thank you, Faith. Thank you, Express. Let's go here. Snow's the worst. It's definitely not the best. That's for damn sure. We'll peek inside. Is that high? I was like, wait, is that high? No. Oh, wait. Oh, I can maybe see if it's the cursed possession from here. Hold on. Oh, it's insanity. We don't have one. Shit. Damn it. I forgot. Hey, Dad. No, we don't have a cursed possession. It's insanity. You don't get one. You dothn't to get one. What do we have? EMF, incense, parabolic. Okay. Guess he can't do anything. No, I guess not. Unfortunato. I thought I just heard something get thrown. Maybe not. Okay. Never mind. Interesting. That was weird. I thought I heard metal. Let me take... I'm just getting all this shit inside because, well, we're going to need it anyway. Might as well get it in there. Might as well. But this might be a mistake putting this shit here. Because... Hold on. Let me go check the backside. Let me go check over here real quick. I don't think you get one for the Apocalypse challenges too. No. Cursed Possessions turned off for those. If I recall. And the power is either at the front door or it is all the way in the attic. There's no radio down here, right? Found it. Upstairs bedroom, straight back. Oh, wait, I'm gonna leave this by the front door. Well, we know where the ghost is. Kind of. EMF, parabolic, and cleanse. Okay. EMF, parabolic, and cleanse. Haven't even gone in the house and you found the ghost? Yep. 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 All right. Get that. Do I want to take one of these already? If I don't, and it's an early hunter, we might be in trouble. But if I don't, and it's an early hunter, could be a good thing. How's the radio on with no power? Batteries, bro. Come on. Grow up. It's one of those hand crank radios, and the ghost is just sitting there doing one of these guys. Oh, thank God. All right. We got the juice. Okay. What's up? I'm new. Hi, new. Raul, good to see you. Hey, how are you? Please don't hunt me. I'm sorry. I'm just going to lay that there for now. Did that just touch the door right next to me? Out of safety, we're going to do this. Let's go. You know what? I'm going to keep this on me. We're going to go to thermo. No one where spends all that time all that time cranking. Yeah, let's get a thermo. I need to know exactly what room it's in. Hey, Don, welcome in. Champagne. Thank you for the 4 months. Holy shit. You are a hallway ghost. Oh, you too. Wow, it's getting really cold really fast. Fuck. There's nowhere to hide. Okay, now it's just going back and forth. All right. All right, Ghosty. Insanity is 1. No hiding for you. Oh. Are you actually in the toilet? No. Are you pooping? Maybe you are. Oh, come on. Is that freezing? I think it's freezing. It's freezing. Okay, let's check for orbs. I don't see any. Just to be sure, I'm going to leave this right there, though. Okay. Don't need you anymore. Man, this thing is roaming, though. Left a floater. It's another goddamn bathroom ghost. You realize that? Get our salt down. Okay. So we have freezing. That's what we get. That is what we get. That means that I can mark off you. I don't see orbs. I can mark off you. Okay. Let's go with it. Let's go with it. The ghost of Elvis. Make sure. Do not see orbs anywhere. I kind of want to hold off on taking sanity because I kind of sort of want it to get within hunting range so we can hear it. But yeah, look what ghosties we have left. It hasn't left the bathroom. Can't be a wraith. Yeah, it's still in the turlet. It's interesting that it's not leaving its room. Except for right now. All right. Cleanse, which we'll inevitably do because we're probably going to have to make it hunt, which means I'm going to need to drain my sanity. So we're just going to have to go sit in the dark, or I could start doing tests. But really what I want to do, first things first, I have 2 lighters in there now just in case. Let's get photos of all the salt. Let's get photos. Double check the freezing. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Let's take... Oh, I'll bring both of these in. For trying to help, Zero probably wouldn't have been muted for that, friend. I imagine it was probably for something else. But bringing it up this time is probably not a very smart decision. Okay. Now, we could go on a bone hunt. It's really weird that it went all the way from over there to over there. It's just, that's really strange. It's really, really strange. And none of these ghosts stalk. All right, let's look for the bone. Nothing. Okay. It might be one of those back rooms. I don't know. Really, really hard to say. Could be. It's like a Goryo. Kind of. I mean, they can still roam. What if it's right in here and we just never saw it? Son of a bitch. Negative. Oh, the lockers are open? Not upset about it. What up, Porsche? Bones well hidden. No, we just might not have gone into the right room, is all. We might not have gone to the correct room yet, that's all. Let's take this up there. Man, it loves hanging out in that bathroom, though. Please don't hunt me. Ghost has been all over this floor. Okay. We're just looking for immediate boner jams. What if the bone's back here? This thing has made a mess. Jeez, dude. Literally every room has shit on the floor. I'm not taking a picture. Okay, I'm so sorry. Here, this is your room. I apologize. Is this going to be twins? What an asshole. Oh my God, where's the bone? Shit. Feel very on edge. Is there any rooms I haven't looked in yet? I really would like to point out. I don't like it. Did you thoroughly check the bathroom? We might not have. Like the... Oh, shit. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Wait. It's like there's a room we haven't gone in yet. Spicy. So did I open that door? It's a Hantu. Risk it for the biscuit here. We got it. Hi. It knocked on the window to us. Hello. So, it's very fast. Very fast because of the room, the ghost room, and then it got really slow. And out of all the ghosties that have freezing, there you go. -8 degrees. We double check the freezing. We have all of our photos. We've got our objectives. Hunter. Hunter. Yep. Yep. Freezing is, yeah, it's required. Yep. Especially if you are given evidence, freezing for the Hantu is guaranteed, no matter what. Like certain ghosts have certain things that are guaranteed for them, like the Moroi and the Dio have spirit box. The Hantu has freezing. The Goryo has dots. All that stuff. So they're guaranteed to have that evidence no matter what. Obake has fingerprints. Yeah, exactly. Yep, exactly. Personal space. I mean, he was trying to, in his defense, he was trying to take a bath, but in my defense, I didn't know till it was too late. In my defense. All right. Haunter. Got the D response only once only. It's not easy to get because it's not a guaranteed thing to get.
I've got some jobs ready for you.
Even if you're within a meter of the DO, there's still like a % chance, and I don't remember what it is. I don't remember. It was camp in both baths. I would get the ghost that would literally go back and forth between the two bathrooms. $25.40. That's perfect insanity run. Perfect insanity. Still playing the doll game. I want to play it again. Doll Imposter? Yeah, I definitely want to play that again. For sure. It's a fun game, dude. I love the puzzle aspect of that game. It's a lot of fun. Holy moly. So that would put us in the realm of these. Of those. Of APOC 1. What we might do, we might call that there for the challenge runs for tonight and save APOC. I think I'm going to do it on Sunday. Sunday's normally a chill day. Well, this Sunday where it's not going to be so chill. Watch you lose it. Yeah. Got to gear up for those. I might have to practice, dude. I haven't done APOC in a very, very long time. It's been a long ass time. Song has faith. I appreciate you, Song. Ooh. Not anymore. Hey. Hey. I don't have faith. Well, you know what I don't have? Cards to draw. Get wrecked. Get wrecked. All right. I'm not going to end it there. We're not going to end the stream there or anything. I think what I'm going to do, I think now we're going to get a few levels. So I'm going to pause the challenge there. We did all the way to Insanity. We have APOC to do. I want to get some levels because I need lanterns. I need lanterns. $79. We're not far away either. I'm actually really close. I'm really, really close. Some no evidence runs? I think so. I think so. When am I going to do the 24-hour? Hopefully sooner rather than later. I want to do it this month for sure. For sure. I just have to pick a day. Good night, Verdant. All right. Presets. Wait, no. I didn't. God damn it. There we go. 10, 12. There it is. All right. So now we're going to do some tangle runs so I can get some levels. Love the Hantu when it's cold. Speed demons. Yeah. What I like to do is I like to get a Hantu with the power on because then when it's walking really, really, really slow in a room, you can kick the breaker off real fast and see its breath even while it's still slow because it hasn't gained speed because the temps in the room haven't dropped. It's pretty rad to see. All right, before we do these, I'm going to run ads, guys, while we're sitting at the menu, okay? So 3 minutes, we do it every hour. I try to catch it the best that I can. So we'll do it now. We'll be right back. Do I have drops on this screen? I do. We're not doing dicks for crates or anything, but if you guys do X space point drop with your favorite emote, we can see who lands closest to the center of the goo. It's on the purple side. This is a purple thing. It's a purple thing. Himawari. We've had 2 people ever get perfect 100s on the drop. 2 people ever. Oh, Sid. Oh, shit. Sid, I thought you were going right in. That was so close. You were here for both of them? Oh, my God. You borderline need a perfect 100 to beat Sid, I think, on this one. Made it into goo. We got a minute 30 left, and we'll be back. A minute 30, we'll be back to the games. Oh, so close. One of those. Yeah, that's what it was. The last one was literally a drop straight down. Straight down. Yeah. What's up, Worm? Welcome in. Hear it, but don't see it. Yeah, because it's on the other screen. So you just hear a bunch of little drops happening. Just pretend you see it. Just pretend you see it. Donna Renee, hello. How are you? Sakura, thank you, friend. Yeah, after we get some levels doing this, we'll be high enough level to have lanterns. Lanterns are going to be huge, especially when we're doing APOC. It's going to be huge. Huge. I was one of those 100s. It dropped you straight in. Yeah, that's right. Super close, but super far. Super close, but super far. There we go. Ads are done. All right. Let me check something real quick. Okay. Sorry. I was looking at my schedule for tomorrow. What's up, armchair? All right, we'll let the last few drop. We'll let the last few drop. Oh, so sad. So sad. All right, we're back. All right, now we're going to do some no evidence, no sanity runs so we can get some levels. What do I win? A crisp high 5, because I appreciate you. Thank you, Tori. About to hit 4 months. Oh, Joss. All right, we have a 10-12 custom. For any of you that have not seen it, we've done this a bunch of times, but these are the settings that we use. That's all I ever wanted. But there they are. Let's go. Let's go. Sam! Thank you for the 16 months. Woo woo. Appreciate you, friendo. All right, we got to get back into the swing of these after going through this. This is going to be less stressful than the other runs, to be honest with you. It's going to be less stressful, ironically enough. Gotta go to bed because I'm old. Oh, I feel that. That's going to be happening soon, too. Lady Morgana, thank you, friend. Okay, you creepy shit. Did you just hear that? It's to my left. I couldn't get the lights on. I can't see. I can't see it. Dunzo? Dunzo. Okay. Yeah, it's 0 sanity. So it's going to hunt immediately. Immediate action. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's going to do it. Demon. Oh, no, it could be. I mean, it absolutely could be, but it could be anything. Yeah. We'll have it hunt again. Probably not a yokai. Oh, it's a phantom. Maybe we can get lucky. Maybe we can get lucky. Come on, hit the firelight on our way out. Because long blink. Yep. Yep. Come on. Walk out of your room. Hit the firelight. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Come on. So, the candles that you find around the map can be used as the firelight blowout. So if the ghosty decides to walk out of its room, it could blow that firelight out, which is basically those candles will not go out unless, if you light it, it will not go out unless the ghost blows it out. Didn't know that? Yeah. You used to be able to move the candles and then they stopped it. I don't know. I guess that was, maybe they felt it was OP. A tip of the hat to you, my dear Phantom. A tip of the hat to you. We're not doing like a perfect game or anything like that, so it's okay. What a nice ghost. And look at that. 3,200 in 3 minutes. Not bad. So we go back. We do it again. My favorite ghost is a mimic for sure. How have the mares been? Haven't had a single one, Sarash. I think it's because it knew that you weren't here. It's like, well, I don't want to show up when he's not even around. Okay. Down is Smudge. Fuck. Okay, you can stay here. I'm sorry. My apologies. We'll hang out here. Let's back it up a little bit. Love how you drop it like it burned you. Well, the way the crucifix animation used to be, it just used to, like, part of it was just, it looked like someone just took a quick bite of it. Okay, you shit. You'd either turn a light on or off, and I don't know which one. What else do we need anyway? Photo. I don't care. I need these, and I need this. Stocky. It feels like it. Definitely seems like it. But I don't know for sure. We're about to find out. aren't in here, you shithead. Bro, it's chasing me. It's chasing me! Hey, Crystal. What's up, Layla? It's very normal. Psst. Hey, Stinky. Okay. You know what it sounded like he said? Oh, you're a Hantu. You're a Hantu. What's up, Adco? Boner. You're hot. Listen, dude. Back off, nerd. Nobody wants you here. That's so spicy. Nice. Didn't pop the breaker. You did say back off. I mean, yeah, that's true. Touche. Good point. Which map, bro? Tanglewood, bro. That seemed very normal. This ghost is extremely normal. Unfortunato. Unfortunate. Unless it's a banshee. Let's try our luck. It just threw the potato. Let's get this. No, Drix. No. That's what we were doing. We changed up what we're... Nobody's home. F off. Bro. Fuck off. Stop touching my stuff. No, that's what we were doing. I just didn't change the title yet. Let's put this here, just in case. God damn it, Apocrypha. You son of a bitch. death taxes and Apocrypha playing the Gotting. Whoops. Hey, North. We actually just stopped. Yeah, we just stopped that. We got to Insanity, though. So, well, we got through Insanity. So that means now we have the APOC runs to do. What up, Izzy? Yokai? I don't think so. Don't think so. Another whisper. Door touches, no door slams. It's an active little shit. Sunshine. What's up, friend? Florencia, hello. Good being a turn. Malice, Sammy, song. Thank you, guys. What a shitbird. Like, really? Come on. I know. I want the Banshee scream. I want the scream. I want the scrim scram. Thank you, Coda. What up, Caves? Couldn't it be a Wraith? I think technically it could be because I don't think I actually brought any salt in yet. Okay, asshole. That's a good point. I didn't bring any salt in yet. I should. Yeah, not Noni? I don't think so. Put those there. Wonder if... Did somebody tell me that banshees can stalk you even if you're not in the building? Like if you're close by the front door? Like this. I just heard a door touch. Think it's a yokai? No. Ice Princess, welcome in. Mike would know. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not sure if they can or not. I don't know if it's dependent on like the threshold, what map you're on. Reaching against. Oh, we don't know. We're not entirely sure. I'm gonna have to risk it for the biscuit though and just go running in here. Run. Ghosty's over there. Hi, Hattie. How are you, friendo? Yikes. That ain't no Shut up. Well, we've had a light bursting event. Is it a mare? Because I think I heard it flipping switches, but I don't think it was flipping switches on. I think it was turning lights off. I think. Didn't know that could be a hiding spot. It's like a natural hiding spot because it breaks line of sight. What up, Cheesy? Can't be Wraith. No. No, 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 no. Do all ghosts stalk away? No. No. Banshees and phantoms will stalk the player. Banshees will stalk on the same floor. Phantoms can stalk realistically anywhere. But wraiths can teleport. Do you have a favorite challenge? It's tough to say. It's tough to say. There's a lot. Loves doors though. Favorite challenge? I'd have to think about it, Hattie. That's tough to answer. I mean, one of the coolest things I feel like I've done was completing an investigation using a Guitar Hero controller. That was kind of cool. Ice Princess, I mean, I feel like the best thing you should do is contact a veterinarian. Now it's singing at me. What are you? I think Banshee? I'm not completely sold on Banshee, man. Has every event been singing? No, it did an airball. It did a bursting the light event, singing event. It's done a little bit of everything. Careful, switch mob. Yeah, I think Twitch chat is probably not the best place to ask about that, Ice. Because you're not going to, no offense to anybody here, unless you are a veterinarian. Okay, it's not a mare. Probably, you know, I feel like you're going to get better advice going elsewhere. Yeah, turn on light. It can't be a mare. Literally can't be one now. Mimic? Oh, God. I should definitely check. I'll smudge on this one and we'll check. Oh, shit. Dangerous. They couldn't give you advice? No, it's okay. But I mean, yeah, you have to think about it, though. Like if a veterinarian can't give you advice on what to do, I personally don't think that Twitch chat would be the place to have the best advice. Yeah, go to Google's, go to the interwebs, see where they recommend you go. But if they can't help you, not without seeing her. Oh, that's tough. There's got to be someone you can call though. There's got to be somebody you can call. Okay. We need to check and see if this is a Mamake. Yeah, there's no evidence. We're not going to get any. Yeah. Okay. This is dangerous. Dangerous. He needs hugs. He doesn't deserve hugs. bring this in and run. Run! We're half thinking it's a banshee. What do you mean, no way it's a mimic? You obviously did not see us do our one hunt, where we had 13 hunts before we realized it was a mimic. The world needs more. Like, I'm a firm believer in getting the best possible advice, help that you can get. What I don't want to do is lead someone down the wrong path. And saying, like, listen to this one person who randomly said something. Like, I would definitely go to a professional. No, thank you. I'm not hungry. What's the Bake do again? Change of shape. I'm not convinced on Banshee right now. Hey. It's good to see you. Get smudged on, nerd. Okay. Give me you. Do this. Do that. I'm a little more convinced now that it's a Banshee. If I see orbs, that would be some crazy shit. Oh, God, no, don't do it. You sick bastard. Well, we were feeling like it was a Banshee. And then I wasn't feeling like it's a Banshee. And now I'm really feeling like it's a Banshee. All right, I'm a little bit more confident now that it's a Banshee. We're just making sure that the orbs just don't go boop. No rounds the same. I think that's why it's so replayable, is that it doesn't feel like it's the same every time. Definitely a Banshee. I would think so. We're just doing a lap with the camera real quick to make sure. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on it or no. I think it might be a Banshee. You still don't think so? You're not sold on it? Well, I tell you what. You know what? We're just going to go ahead and take our chances and go with it. How about that? We're just going to go with it. Can mimics mimic the Banshee whale? Yes, they can. They've always been able to. Always.
Welcome back. I've got some
Yeah,
tools ready.
the mimics have the ability to mimic other ghosts' abilities. Winner! Look at that. And we got our firelight. Let's go. That's what I wanted. That is going to be extraordinarily helpful when we go to do the APOC runs. Because when I don't have my flashlight available and we need light, that's what I need. I need that. $10,000 lantern. Fucking, was it from IKEA? All right, cool. No. There it is. Roger that. I thought it was limited abilities, not all abilities. No, I mean, I'm trying to think what ability it can't mimic. Can they mimic the Dio spirit box as well? They sure can, because the mimic, what the mimic cannot mimic is evidence. So it can't fake dots, EMF 5, writing, or any of that jazz. But because the mimic has spirit box as one of its pieces of evidence, it absolutely can mimic the Dio response. Yeah. Sure can. Oh, hey, how are you? Have you seen the Journey to Apocalypse challenge that Mag did? No. I'll have to check. I'm assuming she put it on YouTube, right? I'll have to watch it. I'll have to give it a look-see doodle. Okay. Since we got the lantern, we might call it there. It's now midnight for me. What about a spirit smudge timer? It's not really behavior, but it's definitely a tell of a spirit. Yeah. Oh, if the mimic is mimicking a spirit, it takes on a lot of that ghost features. You know what I mean? Let's go one viewer game. Okay, what if I do one viewer game, but you're not one of the viewers that I pick? And I purposefully pick 3 other people. Sad, right? And that's why we have a goal and we make a day of it. Right. See? Feel me? You feel me? See what I did there? That's why we have a day of it. So that way somebody doesn't feel bad if they didn't get the chance and I just pick other people. Because if I pick you, that means I'm not picking somebody else. Wouldn't that also make them sad? I think so. So we want it to be fair. We want it to be fair. Of course, having to do adult chores made me miss it all. Crystal, I'm sorry, friend. Sparkle. Good night, Sparkle. Thank you so much, friend. In chat with Log. No, I'm just trying to think, I'm putting everybody in everyone else's shoes. I put myself in your guys' shoes when I make decisions. I would hope that you do the same, not only for me, like thinking my side, but thinking of everyone else in chat as well. So I try to be as fair as I can be, you know? I mean, shit, what we used to do for viewer games, I used to put the code in Discord and I say first come, first served. But it was not a very fair thing because people that do not have quick internet and can't hop to really right away, they can't get in right away. Or if like loading in was really slow for them, then it just wouldn't work. So it wasn't a very fair thing. So that's when we started doing a queue system. When we have viewer days, we have queue system. Yeah. Shrevy, thank you for the 20 months. Hi, friend. Ew, your shoe stinks because your mom was wearing it. See what I did there? Said your mom's feet stink. I don't think I've ever insulted a mother's feet before, but we're here now. Not the moms. Oh, that's too good. All right. Okay. Hatsu, thank you so much, friend. Oh my goodness. Anime, welcome back. Mommy Hen, hello. It wasn't your feet, I swear. I swear we weren't talking about your feet. All right. YouTubes, thank you guys so much for chilling with me tonight, friends. I appreciate you. I'm glad things worked out. I was able to actually see both chats in one chat because of Truffle. So if you're on the YouTube side of things and you don't have Truffle downloaded, Truffle VIP, make sure you do. It's in my description over there because it gives you the ability to get channel points. It gives you the ability to see chat with colors. If you have the stream in theater mode, you can actually see the chat next to the stream. And it's full screen, it sort of mimics Twitch, but it was made by Ludwig and I love it. I love it. But thank you guys. Much love, friends. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. TikTok. Much love, friends. Thank you guys. I don't know if I'll be live tomorrow at all or not. There's a lot of things happening tomorrow. So it'll probably have to wait till Sunday for the next stream, I assume. But much love, friends. Thank you guys. I got lots of family things happening tomorrow, so that's why more than likely. But thank you guys, man. Holy shit, what a day. What a day. Thank you, Hattie. Thank you, Firestar. Guys, if you're not in the Discord already, the Discord link is there. The rest of my socials are there. I'm starting to get back into the swing of remembering to do giveaways in the Discord because I always forget to do it. But I have a lot of Steam games that I have codes for from the Humble Bundle, and I need to give them away. So if you win the giveaway over there, I give you a random Steam game. But stick around. We're going to go raid somebody. Oh, thank you, Anime. Thank you guys so much, dude. You guys got my wife to drink mustard soda. Like, that's it's pretty cool. Like, there's no way I would be able to convince her, so you guys were the ones to do it. When we'll play Raft, I know song. I know, man. Life has been life. It's been crazy, dude. Talk about supporting the streaming spouse. Listen, you heard what she said. You heard what she said loud and clear. I said, someone said they would gift this many subs if you drank mustard soda. Her response, what does that equate to monetarily? Yeah, we heard her. Support. Sure. That's what they all say. Priorities, fair enough. All right. Mute. All right. Give me a second. We're going to go look-see-doodle, okay? We're going to go look-see-doodle. I don't know how long she's going for, but do you guys want to watch some old Phasmophobia? So the kinetic partners and official CCs have access to original Phasmo, like basically as original as it's going to get. It's as close to original as we can get. Yeah? Okay. I definitely want to do it again at some point. I can only imagine. I can only hope that she's still going. Okay. Guys, if you are not subbed, there's a raid command for you. If you are subbed, there's one for you. My little creepy tier 3s, that's for you. All right, we're going to go raid an awesome friendo. We are going to go say hi to Miss Sailor. I love Sailor. She's so freaking great. She's so freaking great. If you guys are not following Sailor already, well, guess what? We're going to change that right now. Sailor's such a homie. Hattie, thank you so much, Ryan. Hattie, we still have to talk. We've got to figure out a game, and what we're going to do. We got to figure it out. But yeah, I'll DM you, Hattie. We'll figure it out. Imagine not following Sailor. I know. Well, we're going to change it now. Guys, thank you so much for an amazing stream, dude. Holy shit. Thank you, guys. You guys are insane. Insane. We are 1/4 of the way to our goal for the month. If this hits, we're going to have a massive streaming day. So thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. All right, let me copy the command myself so we can go in there. But yeah, she's playing old Phasmophobia. If you guys haven't seen the original Phasmophobia, the way when it came out, you're about to. She's playing with JoJo. You should definitely follow JoJo as well. Both are also official Kinetic partners. So, guys, thank you so much for an awesome stream. Thank you so much for all of the support, guys. All the subs, the bits, the follows, the raids. You guys are amazing. I will be live again on Sunday. Do we put a command in her chat for the raid? No, you just sit here, Crystal. You just copy the flash raid that was pasted, and then you just post it in her chat once we get over there. Yeah. Guys, much love. I will see you guys on Sunday where we continue the every difficulty challenge. APOC. Much love, friends. Bye.